Namaste, Sat Sri Akal, Assalamu Alaikum, and welcome to our practice of Yin. Before we start our practice, a gentle reminder to have available all that you may need to bring steadiness, comfort, stability, support to your practice. So that could be a folded blanket, one on which to sit or lay underneath you, a blanket to lay on your mat, a couple of cushions, a pillow or a bolster equivalent, whatever you need that will bring the earth up towards you. Let's come into our Sukhasana, our steady seat with the legs crossed. Have a support underneath your sit bones, a folded blanket or a cushion. Bring your hands into Vyagraha mudra, bringing the thumb and the little finger together and curling the middle fingers in. We're working with the energy of the water tiger. We are in the year of the water tiger. So we'll be drawing upon the kidney and urinary bladder meridians that connect most closely to the element of water. And we'll talk about why we're working with the year of the water tiger as opposed to the year of the tiger. Closing your eyes, coming into your steady seat, softening the gaze, bringing awareness to the physical self here as you settle onto your mat. Let's tune into our breath. Our breath offering for today, pranayama, is samavritti pranayama, equal count breath or equal breath. This is a 4-part breath. The inhale, the holding in of the breath, the exhale, the holding out of the breath. So visualize a square around which you take the pattern of breathing. If you are on your moon cycle, or have a migraine, or high blood pressure, or are pregnant, then the pauses with the breath in and the pauses with the breath out are much shorter and much more natural rather than elongated. So breathe in one side of the square for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath in for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath out for a count of 4, 3, 2, 1. And we continue with this pattern around the square or with the count. Inhaling 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath in 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing the breath 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath out 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath in 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing out 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath out 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath in 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing the breath 4, 3, 2, 1. Holding the breath out 4, 3, 2, 1. Another 3 cycles You can elongate the breath to a count of 5. You can shorten it to a count of 3 or stay at 4. Finding the rhythm and the count which works for you. In, hold in, out, hold out. Samavritti pranayam. Equal breath. Equal count breath. The element of water balances. When we work with the kidney, it balances all the quality of energy in each of the organs, in each of the meridians. When you've done your 3rd round of Samavritti Pranayam, return to your natural breath. Inhale, bring your hands to your heart in Namaskar. Opening by chanting Om 3 times. And then we're going to connect with the metta meditation. Inhale fully. Om. 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 We'll do call and response with our mantra as part of our loving kindness prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma kaschit duk bhag bhavet. Ma kaschit duk bhag bhavet. Om. Once more, corner response. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha. Sarve santu niramayaha. Sarve santu niramayaha. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschit duk bhag bhavet. Ma kaschit duk bhag bhavet. Om. Now all together once. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma kaschit duk bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May I be strong, healthy, and well in body and mind. May I be happy, live with ease and joy in my heart. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May I be strong, healthy, and well in body and mind. May I be happy and live with ease and joy in my heart. Peace within, peace without, peace all around. Opening your eyes, we're going to work with the kidney and bladder meridians. So as we are in the year of the tiger, in particular the water tiger. So each animal in the Chinese zodiac, there are 12 animals, and each animal has a number allocated to it. The tiger is number 3. So this is what we call the earthly branch of the zodiac system. There's also the heavenly stem, which is in an intersection or interconnection with the zodiac system. And this is from numbers 1 to 10. And it's based on the 5 Taoist elements: wood, fire, metal, water, and earth. And so when you correspond the number in the heavenly stem with the number in the earthly branch, you bring those two together. So now we are in the lunar year of the tiger. The tiger is zodiac number 3. It is combined with number 9, which is connected to the element of water. So we are in the year of the water tiger. And the last time we had a year of the water tiger was in 1962. So we've had the wood tiger in 1974. We've had let me just check so I remember, the fire tiger in 1986, the earth tiger in 1998, and then we had 2010 was the metal tiger, and now we've got the water tiger in 2022. So that's why we're working with the element of water. That's why we're working with the kidney and bladder meridians. So let's bring the soles of our feet together here. And Bandukasana. So take your thumbs and press them to the center of your sole here. So right about this bit, the center of your sole. This is where we have the start of the kidney meridian. So it starts in the center of the foot, the sole of the foot. And pressing here gently, we are pressing on an acupressure point. These are also known as mama points or acupuncture points. So here, as you press gently and hold or press as you wish, we are pressing on kidney 1. This is known as the bubbling spring. And this instigates a sense of calm, contemplation, which is a quality associated with the kidney and with the element of water. And then from here, the kidney will run through the inside of the leg, so the most inner bit of the leg here, all the way along the inside of the leg, inside of the thigh, the groin, and then it travels up as a pair either side of the navel, then sort of moves outwards underneath the ribs here, and then back meets up here in the collarbone. So there's this tracking, a parallel track. There's also inner journey for the kidney meridian. And so it sort of ends up here at the top of the chest, kind of round about where the collarbone is. So this is the journey of the kidney meridian. It also travels inward and connects directly to the bladder and the kidneys. So keep pressing on that until you are satisfied with that feeling. You may also want to massage along the inside of your leg if you wish, my friends. Lengthen the crown here. As you exhale, let's fold forward. Keep hinging from the hips here. And then as we are practicing yin and exploring our subtle edges, we want to stay within a very healthy range of motion. We want to be able to surrender in softness here into this stillness. Allow gravity to draw you down. The qualities of the water tiger are the strength in interpersonal relationships. Water tiger is orientated towards family, towards emotional connection. drawing upon loving, nurturing relationships. Allow gravity to draw the heart and the crown down towards the earth. As we're folding forward, every time we fold forward, we are stimulating the back line, the myofascial line that runs along the back of the body. This is also the channel along which the bladder meridian travels. And so we're also in this forward fold beginning to work the bladder meridian as well as the kidney meridian. Three more breaths here. The essence ding is associated with the kidney meridian. It is said that as we age, this essence declines with age. And so practicing and focusing awareness of the kidney meridian allows us to re-energize so that we come back into sort of balance. Inhale, begin to lift the crown, rise up here, take a moment here. Now, I invite you to bring the left knee to the right foot here so that you create the zigzag here. We're going to come into Meridians. Now you can place a bolster on the right side, or you can come directly to the earth. So, for example, let me use my cushions today. So place your hands on your knees, and I'm going to keep coming into my Vyagraha mudra. This is the mudra for the tiger, the vitality, the essence of the tiger spirit. Inhale, lengthen, and then exhale and turn over to your cushion or your bolster. And then walk your hands forward and come into a lying down position on your cushions here. Turn your right ear and shoulder so that you're resting on your right ear. If you want to double twist, you can turn your left ear to the cushion or the earth here. Turn your palms up here so that you soften through the shoulders, and then you can surrender here. With this deep twist here. So we're working here on the kidney meridians that are running along the front of the body, and then the bladder meridians which are running along the back of the body. And we're going to do dangling in a moment, so then we'll sort of work a little bit more on the bladder meridians. But the bladder meridian essentially runs from the inside edge of the eyes over the crown, back of the skull, back of the neck, and then it sort of splits into two channels down either side of the spine. And then it's sort of in those two channels, it's also sort of subdivided into two further streams. So you have these four streams of the bladder meridian traveling down the back. It sort of comes into the lower back, the lumbar back, into the sacral area, into the kidneys, and then sort of zigzags on the buttocks, and then travels down the back of the legs. A little sort of journey around the back of the inner leg before working its way down the calf, outside of the foot to the little toe here. So as you can see in this deep twist here, we're working along the back line as well as the front line and the legs. Soften here, allow the earth to contain the weight of your body. Imagine your body as a body of water. Water tiger brings health, luck, courage. It helps us to overcome, challenge, barriers. There's those big boulders that may stand in the flow of a river or a stream. The water tiger helps us to find our way around. 3 more breaths here, and Meridiasana to the right. And when you're ready, rise up. Pause there for a moment, and then move through center over to the left to counter twist here. So take your gaze with you, take your heart with you. And then back to center. Now, my friends, we're going to turn the legs. So let's bring the feet onto the earth. Place your hands on the earth behind you. Keep your knees at a bend. And let's windshield wiper the knees gently from left to right. And as you roll through your feet, press through the center of your foot to connect with kidney 1 there. Remember that loving kindness mantra today that we are using as part of our metta practice. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. May I be filled with loving kindness. And then next time you come over to the left, we're going to leave our knees there to come into Meridiasana to this side. So the sole of our left foot is on the right knee. Move your block or cushion, bolster or cushions over. Lengthen here. As you exhale, turn over to the left. And then lower down to the earth or to your bolster. Again, left ear on your cushions or bolster or the earth, or you can twist and place your right ear. That intensifies the sensation of the twist here. Palms face up in your Vyagraha mudra. Thumb and little finger connected, middle fingers curled in like claws. So a tiger often invokes fear. Or we anticipate destruction, devastation. Yet the tiger is known to be a vital component in the ecosystem, a central part of the landscape, of the animal kingdom, symbolic of power. It is said to be the king of all animals, the Raja. It is the king in the Chinese zodiac system. It is the leader, quiet, soft, power and strength is conveyed through the energy of the water tiger. And often when we experience fear, it is held within the bladder meridian. This is why it can be so draining. So our practice of yin yoga revitalizes us. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. May I be strong, healthy, and well in body and mind. Ma Kaschit Dukbhag Bhavet. May I be happy, free from suffering and fear. Live with ease and joy in my heart. Inhale, lift the crown, rise up, hold here for a moment. So you can feel the contraction and the compression of the kidneys there on the right hand side. Then move through center all the way to the right. And then a deep twist here. This is the counter twist. And then back to center, my friends. We're going to rise up, come into standing, because I'm going to invite us to be in dangling. So rise up here. And before we come into dangling, I'm going to think about doing some gentle tapping. So let's work on where our the bladder meridian. So you can start with doing a little bit of gentle tapping with your peace fingers, your index and middle finger at the inner eye, the inside of the brows, through the center of the forehead, over the crown, and here I use 4 fingertips, gently tapping back of the head, back of the neck, and my shoulders. And then I'm not going to be able to reach, but if wherever you can reach on your back, maybe you place warm hands here and gentle rubbing back here where you can reach maybe the lumbar area and the sacral area. So you may want to do a bit of tapping there on your buttocks, and then the back of the legs here. As we move to the back of the legs, let's tap all the way down the back of the legs. Let's pause at the back of the knees here and do some concentrated tapping here. So here we have sort of 2 channels of the bladder meridian come and meet at this point, and they cross here at the back of the knees. And then all the way down the back of the calf, to the outer ankle, outer foot to the little toe. Now let's travel from the in of the ankle, inside of the ankle, the inner leg. Now we're following the kidney pathway. We skip the sole of the foot because then we have to balance here. Come to the inner groin, and then either side of the navel, move out to the ribs, and then channel, so either side of the sternum to the collarbones there. So that's your channel. So we have the bladder traveling from the inside of the aisle, over the crown, down the back, all the way down, back of the legs, to the outer edge of the little toe. And then the kidney starts at the sole of the foot, travels along the inside of the groin, parallel grooves along the front, either side of the navel to the collarbones. We also have an internal channel here. So those are the pathways. Let's come into our dangling. So as we dangle, any forward fold really pulsates the acupressure points, the mama points, that travel along the back and the back of the legs here. So we're particularly working on the bladder here. So let's connect through the feet. Press through the center of your foot here to connect with the kidney one. Hinge from your hips, reach forward with your crown, and then soften the upper body down towards the earth. Arms can be dangling, or you can take hold of opposite elbows. Have a soft bend in your knees. And then allow your head to feel heavy. So stay in this forward fold. Uttanasana. This forward fold, dangling the upper body forward here. So working intensively on the bladder meridian. The bladder meridian helps to compress and deep compress the energy that runs along the spine. This governs our ability to create new ideas, gives us confidence and belief in our ideas. So here we connect with the tiger energy, the confident tiger who is willing to take great risks. Allow gravity to draw you down towards the earth here. So the bladder is the yang of the pair. So remember where things run around the outside of the body, they are yang. When they run through the inner aspect of the body or the inside of the body, they be yin. So the outside is the confidence, esteem, dynamic energy. The inner aspect is the still, cooling, nurturing energy. The yin and the yang aspect, the ida and the pingla aspect. These complementary aspects. Three more breaths here in Uttanasana, dangling. We're going to come directly to the earth from here, my friends, when we're ready to release. So bend deeply into your knees and then bring your knees to the earth and come to sit on one hip. And then let's open out our legs wide. Now here, my friends, if you are near a wall, I invite you to come right up against the wall so the wall supports your back here. If you're not near the wall, maybe you have large furniture, you can come up against that. Or you can stay here without the support of a wall, in which case you might want to place a cushion or a folded blanket just at the very edge of your just where your tailbone is. So if you just sort of sit there where the bony protuberances are of your bottom, if you sit there, then it'll elevate your pelvis. So you'll feel this sort of forward tilt with your pelvis. This will help you to stay upright. Flex into your feet for a moment. Now, another option for you here, my friends, is to place support like a cushion underneath the knees. Your choice, my friends. Let's bring our hands into the Vyagraha mudra, tiger mudra. And let's sit here in Upavista Konasana, Dragonfly Pose. We will fold forward, but not just yet. For the moment, let's sit here with confidence. Feel into the power. So imagine that here, especially where you can feel the power base here, the largest muscle groups of your body, the quads and the glutes. Engage them here slightly. And as you engage up here, you can then soften through the toes. Still stay engaged up here. So here I can feel everything around this power base. May I be strong, healthy, and fierce. Piero, he's growling. He thinks he's a tiger. And now, with my friends, I'm going to invite you to fold forward. And you can create some support for you as you fold forward. So using a large pillow or bolsters or a stack of bricks. Let's place your forearms face up. And then hinge from the hips and fold forward here. So we're not going very far forward here, my friends. This sort of slight angle forward will be enough to activate both the back line and the front line. Where we're particularly experiencing this is along the kidney meridian on the inner aspect of the legs here, and out on the back aspects of the legs. You may chant your mantra as you wish, my friends. If you know it well, Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Or you may I offer the translation into English or your home language. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. Remember, the tiger is the great protector. This fearsome beast is also the protector. May I be strong, healthy, and well in body and mind, perhaps in spirit. May I be happy, free from grief, suffering, sorrow. May I live with ease and joy in my heart. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhag Bhavet. Om. Inhale and begin to rise up, my friends. And with helping hands to the back of the knees, and while you're at the back of the knees, you can also apply a little gentle pressure, little massage, and then draw the knees in. Look your feet together. And here, my friends, I'm going to invite you to hug here. Hug the knees. And then soften the crown. Allow it to fold forward. So hugging in here. Inhale, lift your gaze. Let's release the knees. We're going to go into everybody's least favorite asana, Bandukasana, frog pose. So, my friends, if you want to line your mat with a blanket here, it's a good idea, because sometimes it can feel really hard. The earth, the ground can feel quite hard on the knees. So let's cushion up, soften up where we need, layer up here. So let me reach for a blanket. And then place your blanket so that you, depending on how wide you want to open the knees, that it will support you there. So I'm going to just pad it because my knees will just go a little bit to the outside edges of my mat. And I'll have some support here. So from here, my friends, let's take the knees to where we would like to position them. And have the knees and the ankles aligned here. Keep supporting yourself with your hands here. And then when you're comfortable with where your knees are, so remember you're feeling this on the inner thigh, the inner groin here. So only go to the appropriate edge. So the subtlety of the experience is what you want to have here, rather than a hard edge. And then you can stay on your hands or come down onto your forearms here, my friends. You can also place a bolster underneath the forearms. You can place a bolster underneath the hips and pelvis here. Frog pose, Mandukasana. And you can cross your hands. You can bring your hands into your Vyagraha mudra. You can place your eyebrow center on the backs of your hands by crossing the hands and bringing your elbows out. A bit like when we do a crocodile pose, we place the hands on top of each other and our elbows onto the edge of the mat. Breathe into the areas where there's a sensation. Try to focus on that equal count breath, Samavritti Pranayama. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sakinaha Sarve Santu Niramayaha Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhavet. Om. So when we think of the power of the tiger and the power of water, these two primeval sources of energy, yet behind that power, underneath the strength, there's also the softness, the fluid motions, the ability to change direction and be malleable and adaptable, to adjust to what is needed, to be responsive to the needs in the environment, to the needs of the moment. The qualities of a good leader are one who is able to recognize when this course is no longer the right course, when able to take responsibility and be accountable. To know when enough is enough. To know when the boundaries have been reached. So wherever you are in your Mandukasana, my friends, we're going to bring the big toes to touch, lift up ever so gently onto the forearms, and then walk the knees in together. Bring the knees in together and then sit back on your heels. Coming into child's pose. You can place a pillow underneath your eyebrow center, or you can create these soft fists as I have done, and then rest your eyebrow center on top of your two fists, almost like creating a stack here. So what we're doing here is just giving some relief to the inner groin. From here, my friends, we are going to transition into Salamba Bhujangasana, Sphinx pose. So again, this blanket that you might have placed here for underneath your knees, you can fold it up, and so that it can you can layer it up underneath the hips, or you can bring it up and bring it underneath the rib cage. Your choice, my friends. My dog has commandeered my blanket, so I will be lying without it. So coming into your Bhujangasana, so reach your legs behind you. Feet can be wide or closer together. And then your hands can be palms face down, or you can come into your tiger pose with your Vyagraha mudra, so thumb and little finger connected. Your hands can either be face down or face up here. In your Sphinx pose. Support underneath the rib cage, support underneath the hips and pelvis may be very welcome. So do use your folded blankets or cushions for that purpose. Make note of your breath. Observe the breath and fill the breath with the spirit of the tiger. Maybe there's a gentle purr to the breath. Maybe there's a low rumble. As we move into the year of the water tiger, we free ourselves from suffering and free ourselves from fear or pain by invoking courage, by invoking health, by invoking vitality, and allowing that to flow over the whole essence of our being, flow through the channels of the meridians, through the channels of the nadis. This quality, this essence of the tiger fills our entire beings. Now, from Sphinx, Salampa, Bhujangasana, my friends, if you choose, you can rise onto your hands, take your arms wide, and come up onto your hands, extend the arms long, lift the heart, coming into seal. This will be a deep contraction at the lumbar, in the lumbar region, compressing the kidneys. So there you can note how we are working on both the bladder meridians that run along the back line, as well as the kidney meridians which run along the front line. If this feels too intense, my friends, bring your forearms onto the earth. We'll be here for a couple of minutes. Counting the breath as it flows, visualizing the breath as it flows. Guiding the breath towards the subtle experiences in the body. Allowing the breath and the body to harmonize into interconnected stillness. From here, my friends, we are going to release with tender mindfulness, with care. Especially if you are in the seal variation. So lower the arms to the earth and take your elbows out to the outer edges of your mat. Place the hands one on top of the other, and then bring the eyebrow center to rest on the back of the hands here. And soften through the body. So allow the body to feel heavy. The earth is holding the weight of your body here. This pool of water that is contained within you, this body of water that is contained within you, being held by the earth here. Now, before we rise from here, my friend, I invite you to bend into your knees and lift the soles of your feet to the sky. This may be enough for you here. You may also come onto your forearms back into Sphinx arms. Salamba Bhujangasana just for a moment. Now that you had some rest in between. Release the feet. And then let's come back with our sit bones towards the heels. Take your knees wide to come into wide-kneed child's pose. Take your arms alongside you, palms face up. Eyebrow center resting on the earth, on a folded blanket or a cushion. Inhale to rise up with your crown and your heart. And let's come onto one hip and extend the legs long in front of us. Before we move into Shavasana, we're going to come into Pashji Matanasana, forward fold here, caterpillar. And I invite you to place your bolster or a cushion underneath your knees. Lengthen through the crown. And then let's hinge forward towards the feet. So come into a forward fold here, Paschimottanasana. With the cushion underneath your knees or the bolster underneath your knees, your abdomen will be resting on your thighs. You may, of course, fold with a smaller rolled blanket underneath your knees. In this forward fold here, so with something under our knees, we are stimulating the backs of the knees, along which our bladder meridian is running. We're also in this forward fold, stimulating all of the meridians that run along the back line. This is really powerful asana for building energy in the organs and the meridians that are running along the back line. Helps to tone up the system, revitalize the system. Soften and surrender into this forward fold. drawing upon the energy of the water tiger. This sign that comes around once every 60 years. The energy of water, adding a distinct characteristic or traits to the year of the tiger. The traits of loving relationships, of tender care, of safety and protection. Of harmony and family connections. One more breath here. And as you inhale, my friends, let's unfill the spine, one vertebrae at a time. And from here, we're going to prepare for Shavasana. So coming to the earth, make sure you are layered up, have your blankets, your eye pillows, support underneath the knees. Whatever you need in this space to feel warm and nourished and cozy. Coziness is not used enough in modern yoga classes. Set your timer for 10 or 15 minutes here. And let's travel from the sole of our foot, the center of the foot, the sole of our foot. Tracing the meridian, tracing the kidney meridian along the center of the foot to the inner ankle, traveling up the inside of the calf, inside of the knee, the inner thigh, the inner groin. Parallel lines of energy, of chi, traveling either side of the navel, meeting the ribs, parting towards the sides of the abdomen, then parallel either side of the sternum to the collarbones. Visualize the bladder meridian from the inner edges of the eyes, traveling the forehead, over the crown, the back of the neck, and then meandering into 4 distinct pathways down either side of the spine to either side. The inner bladder meridians, the outer bladder meridians, down to the lumbar region, connecting with the kidneys, connecting with the urinary bladder, traveling down the back of the glutes, the back of the quads, the thighs, the back of the legs, back of the calves, the outside edge of the foot to the little toe, and create this circuit of energy traveling around the body, the kidney, the bladder, meridians. May I be filled with loving kindness. May I be safe and protected from inner and outer harm. May I be strong, healthy, and well in body and mind. May I be happy, free from fear and suffering and pain. May I live with ease and joy in my heart. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinaha. Sarve Santu Niramayaha. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschit Dukh Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dhanyavad, friends.